Hi, this is Phil Shapiro in Tacoma Park, Maryland. I came across this very interesting new book, They Called Us Enemy, by George Takei, co-authored with Eisinger, Scott, and Becker. It's a graphic novel, a historical, personal account. This was written by George Takei, Justin Eisinger, and Stephen Scott. Art by Harmony Becker. So, it's a New York Times bestseller. George Takei's story reveals the important lessons of World War II Japanese-American incarceration that still needs to be learned today. And that's the testimonial from Karen Korematsu, the founder and executive director of the Fred Korematsu Institute. In a stunning graphic memoir, actor, author, activist George Takei revisits his haunting childhood in American concentration camps as one of the 120,000 Japanese Americans imprisoned by the U.S. government during World War II. Experienced the forces that shaped an American icon and America itself in this gripping tale of courage, country, loyalty, and love. This is from the inside flap of the book. I'll let you read it on your own. And this is a continuation of that inside flap of the book. And this is the bottom of the inside flap of the book. Now, I was very curious to see if George Takei had a TED Talk, and he does. And I recommend that you go and take a peek at this even before you finish watching this book review. So just look it up, George Takei, on YouTube, and George Takei TED. You come across Why I Love This Country That Once Betrayed Me. It has 1 million views. And then this is another very interesting video I came across. George Takei interviewed on Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman. And this is just a clip, a 7-minute clip, but if you go to the description of this video, you'll see the full 40-minute, a link to the 40-minute interview. That's well worth your time. So this is some screen grabs, some scans I got from the book. I learned a lot in this book that I didn't know. So in my high school history class, we spent like 2 or 3 months studying the Civil War. We spent 2 or 3 minutes studying the Japanese internment during World War II. I think my history professor might have given it 1 sentence maximum in his lectures. So I missed out on learning some important stuff. And this book fills in the details. So one thing I did learn is that not only were the Japanese Americans interred during the war, but they also had their bank accounts were frozen and they lost a lot of their money. Their houses, their businesses, they lost a lot. So this is Fletcher Bowron, I guess, and he was the mayor of Los Angeles. And he testified before Congress after Pearl Harbor that Japanese Americans were non-assimilable. And so he was pandering to fears at the time. And same thing over here. Here is, so there was a curfew in March of, it must be 1942. And so Japanese Americans were kind of, had a house arrest in their house from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. And, the person responsible for this was, Lieutenant General John L. DeWitt, commander of the Western Defense Command. Then, George Takei was very young, about 4 years old, I believe, and his family was shipped to this racetrack in Los Angeles, the Santa Anita Racetrack. And his family was put up in stables, had to sleep in the stables. I was curious to find out where this racetrack is. So it shows you part of Los Angeles. I think it's Arcadia, part of Los Angeles. And so here's the graphics. Each family was assigned a horse stall, still pungent with the stink of manure. And from the perspective of George Takei, it wasn't all as scary as it was to his parents. Over here it says, we get to sleep where the horses sleep, fun. As a kid, I couldn't grasp the injustice of the situation. And then his family is transferred to Arkansas and on a train, and there's guards on the train. So look at the bottom here. I thought everyone, and he asked his father, where are we going? So the father didn't want his son to be scared. This is, after all, during World War II, and your family's rounded up onto a train. He said we were going on a vacation. So I saw people crying. I couldn't understand why. Daddy said we were going on a vacation. I thought everyone took vacations on a train with armed sentries at both ends of each car. So the purpose of this book, as you might imagine, is that those who don't learn from history are bound to repeat it. And so this is in the book. Old outrages have begun to resurface. June 2018, with brutal results. So, when I was living in Arlington, Virginia, I had a friend, Todd Endo, Japanese American, who was a pillar of the community, highly esteemed, hardworking community builder. And once when I was at his apartment visiting, he let slip out, or I found out that he had been interred in World War II in a concentration camp here in the United States. And so I found that unsettling, almost nauseating, knowing the person that he is. And so I looked him up on the web. I haven't been in touch with Todd Endo for a while, and it doesn't surprise me at all that he's still doing his excellent work. And here's an article, Japanese American activist Todd Endo returns to Selma for the 50th anniversary of the 1965 voting rights demonstration. So I guess he must have crossed that bridge, the Selma Bridge crossing. So, and then this is the back flap of the book. What does it mean to be an American? Who gets to decide when the world is against you? What can one person do? To answer these questions, George Takei joins co-writers Justin Eisinger and Stephen Scott and artist Harmony Becker. So here's this is some more detail. I'm not going to read it out loud. You can read it. Stop the video if you're interested. And this is also about his co-authors and the two co-authors and the artist coming up. And if you're watching this video on a smartphone, you might want to watch it on a bigger monitor. I'm recording this on 4K, very high definition, so it ought to be pretty clear, this text. And here's all the four creators of this book. The two authors and the illustrator, artist, George Takei. There we go. So this screencast was made using Simple Screen Recorder. It's a free program. I'm using my ThinkPad Carbon X1 laptop. I bought it pretty cheap on eBay. It's an early model X1. The X1 has been around for a number of years. This laptop is connected to my 4K monitor using mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable. I'm using the software called GUVC View for my webcam over here. Free software, GUVC View. You can, if you have a Linux computer, you can install that. And then I have a Logitech webcam. To view the other video book reviews, you can visit sites like google.com/site Phil Shapiro Book Reviews. And this is how you can contact me. And if you'd like, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm also going to be putting this video up onto Amazon.com, and Amazon lets you upload videos, but they'd like you to have like a paragraph of text to go with your video review. And you just log in with your regular Amazon account and scroll down underneath the book. It says write a review, and they've been doing that for a long time. It must be 10 or 15 years now that they let you upload a video book review. Now on Amazon.com, I'm not going to upload the 4K version. I put that on my YouTube channel, but for Amazon.com, I upload 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080 pixels, because that's what they like better. Anyway, this is Phil Shapiro. Until next time.